There we go. Right then, morning, morning. Off we go. So I was in a supermarket the other day. I was in Waitrose, but other supermarkets are available. And I got chatting to the lady on the checkout, and it came out that I was a yoga teacher. And she said, I can't do yoga. I said, oh, right, okay. And I should have left it there, but I'm very nosy. So I said, well, why can't you do yoga? And she said, I have a displaced hip. I said, well, you know, you can keep your hips nice and safe. You can always do chair yoga if you were desperate to try some yoga. And then she said this really funny thing. She shook her head and she said, no. I can't do yoga because I can't do the splits. And I looked at her and I thought, how funny. And I said to her, well, I'm a yoga teacher and I can't do the splits. And the look she gave me was one of kind of utter, well, you can't really be a proper yoga teacher then. I wouldn't come to your class anyway. And I left thinking, oh my goodness, should I be able to do the splits as a yoga teacher? And the answer is absolutely not. But I thought, isn't it funny, these preconceptions and misconceptions we have, not just about yoga, but all sorts of things. But I think particularly about yoga, something that people quite often say after a class is, I didn't think it would be as hard as that. I think people have this idea that we're just going to lie on the mat and do absolutely nothing, which is fine if that's what you want to do today. But today, just a lovely one to open the upper body. So we won't be doing splits, but we will be focusing on releasing the upper body. But again, do as much or as little as you wish. And if we are nursing issues or injuries, yoga is really accessible for everybody, as long as we listen to our bodies and make those adjustments. So if I don't make that adjustment for you, if I don't offer you something that doesn't serve your body today, just go ahead and take a child pose, have a rest, lower the arms, come to a forward fold, whatever you need to do. But no splits, just a nice chill out today. Isn't it funny? But I did start to question myself. Start lying down on our backs thinking, should I be practicing that one? Oh, let's lie down, bring the knees up towards the chest. Oh, that's much nicer than the splits, isn't it? Have a little rock, have a little roll side to side. Maybe take the knees round in a little circle this morning if the lower back is feeling a little tight today. It's still quite early in the morning, so maybe you've been rushing about, maybe you've not long been up and about. So sometimes the lower back can be a little bit stiff after a night in bed. So we're going to keep the knees bent to begin with. So we'll take the feet down to the floor, but we'll widen the feet so your inner knees can just prop each other up. Called Constructive Rest. What a lovely way to start. So maybe adjust your pelvis by picking up your hips and sliding your tailbone down the mat. Maybe arching your back a little bit so you can tuck your shoulder blades down away from the ears. Maybe again, pick up your head, tuck your chin in so your neck, that important extension of the spine, is in line with the rest of your head and rest of your spine. And if you feel that your chin is still thrust up towards the ceiling, maybe try popping something underneath the back of your head to lift yourself up there. Arms can rest wherever is comfortable for your shoulders. Maybe a hand on your chest or on your belly, maybe the arms just gently dropping down alongside you with your palms up towards the sky. Take a moment wherever you are to give yourself a moment to arrive in your practice. I'm just going to come up to seated to talk to you. So maybe you've been very busy this week already. Maybe you've got things to do, to look forward to, like trips abroad. How lovely. So maybe you've got lots of bits and bobs to do after the practice, but just see if you can, for this next hour at least, give yourself this hour of uninterrupted time for yourself without the events of the week thus far, or the events of the week which are yet to unfold, encroach upon your time. So let's start by deepening and lengthening the breath. And I did think when that lady said she couldn't do yoga, I thought, well, you're breathing, therefore you can do yoga. Because ultimately it all starts and ends with our breath. So if it's comfortable this morning, let's start to deepen and lengthen each inhale and exhale. Really get a sense as you exhale of letting go across your upper body. We're going to have a little focus on the upper body today. So A place where many of us, myself included, harbour a lot of tension. So relaxing the shoulders. Just feel a nice space between the bottom of your ear and the top of your shoulder begin to develop there. A sense of heaviness across your upper back as the collarbones begin to broaden. Relaxing into the back of the pelvis, so the front of the hips feel nice and open there. So like I say, a little focus on the upper body today. The temperature seems to be dropping by a few degrees every day, and if we're not careful, those shoulders which maybe had sunk out of that winter shrug up around our ears will begin to creep back up there. So let's see if we can, at least for this next hour, soften and relax them. So we're going to keep the legs as they are this morning, just for a little bit of extra support for the back, but go ahead and flip your palms up towards the ceiling, resting the back of the hands on the floor, and give the fingers a little wiggle there. Waking up the joints this morning. A little turn through the wrist. You might prop yourself up on your elbows as you take a few circles, keeping the fingers moving as you move those hands first in one way and then take them round in the opposite direction. Lovely. And then placing the palms down now, stretching your fingertips down towards the end of your mat. Let's start to open up across the shoulders. So we'll float the arms up towards the ceiling, keeping them just in line with the chest, turning the palms to face each other. And then widen the arms into that lovely top of a letter T. Take the arms out side to side. Come all the way back up through the middle. And then turn the palms away from you as you lower the arms all the way back down alongside you. Adding the breath, we'll inhale and float the arms up, turn the palms to face each other. And as you exhale, open the arms out nice and wide, top of a letter T. Inhale, reach up towards the ceiling. And as you exhale, palms turn away from you as you lower the arms. Let's do that a couple more times. And as you open the arms up left to right, can you really keep your upper back imprinted down on the floor? So we're not picking up the chest there, we're beginning to find some space. Let's do this one last time. So inhale, floating the arms up, turning the palms in, and exhale to gently open the arms out to the side. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale as you lower down. Lovely. We're going to start adding on. So inhale, float the arms up. And this time as you exhale and take the arms out left to right, we're going to pause there now. So arms stretched out at the top of a letter T. Separate the knees. And turn your heels in, your toes out ever so slightly, so the knees are bent. Let's take an inhale there. And as you exhale, drop the knees to the right. Little flex of the feet, relaxing your buttocks. Maybe turning your head over that left arm there as we begin to bring some movement into the spine there. You can always bring your feet a little closer together if that's too much for your back or your knees this morning. On an inhale, let's come up through the middle. And rolling over the heels, exhale over to the other side. Maybe again, you turn your head away from your knees. Try and relax your buttocks. Flexing those feet to keep the joints nice and safe. I'm going to roll from side to side now. So inhale through the middle. Exhale, dropping the knees to the right. Maybe you turn your head to the left. And just continue now to move with your breath from side to side. I like to kind of roll across the back of my heels here. Lifting my toes up from the mat as I come up through the middle. And if your shoulders feel okay and you want a little bit more stretch, bring the arms above the head, one hand resting on top of the other, and start to press your hips forward in the same direction as your knees. Only if that feels good. If that's too much for your shoulders, then keep them left to right, like the top of a letter T. Lovely. Let's do one more little twist over to the right. And one more little twist over to the left. Lovely. And then we'll come all the way back up through the middle. And we'll keep the feet wide apart, but go ahead and just knock your knees together again. This time we're going to reach the arms straight up towards the ceiling. And bend the elbows so you can clasp opposite wrists, forearms or elbows. Have a little look if you're confused there. So I've got my arms just above my chest. And I've crossed over my wrists there and holding onto my elbows. Lovely. So let's dip the right elbow down towards the floor, drawing the left arm across the chest. Try and drop the shoulder away from your ear as you get a little stretch in the back of the shoulder. You can always bring your hands closer together if that's too much for your shoulders. Let's come up through the middle. And then we'll dip the left elbow down and draw the right arm across the chest. Lovely. Inhale to center. Exhaling, right elbow down. Bring that left arm across your chest. Inhale through the center. Left elbow down, right arm across the chest. Let's come all the way up through the middle, so we've got our arms just above our chest. And start to take the arms around in a circle now. So they come up towards the top of your head, out to one side, and then taking the arms down towards your belly there. So we're circling the arms. So again, you can bring your hands closer together, just hold the wrists to give yourself more space. And whatever direction you're moving the arms, just take them round in the opposite way now. Yes, you're getting that lovely rotation in the shoulders. Lower body nice and relaxed, focusing on the upper body. Let's do one more nice big circle there. Lovely. And then just come back to center. Have a little look at your arms just over your chest there. And swap the arms over so the other arm is on top. So we're taking hold of wrist, elbow or forearm. We'll take an inhale. Exhale, drop the left elbow down and bring the right arm across the chest. Inhale to center. Exhaling over to the other side. So we're getting that gentle tug across the upper back. We'll do one more each way. Elbow might not touch the floor, that's fine. Just get that sense of bringing the arm across the chest. Take care that the arms don't drop up closer towards your face there. And then we'll come up through the middle. And with the other arm on top, we'll start those little circles we did before. So taking the arms around in a circle, and as we put the opposite arm on top, you might feel it a little differently this time. You might feel it a little bit more deeper because our body tends to follow the path of least resistance. So let's take those arms around the opposite way. So maybe the first way that we held our arms was the easiest way for the body to cope with them. The second way might be a little bit more uncomfortable. Never painful. Let's do one more rotation. Beautiful. Bring the arms to stillness. Reach both arms up towards the ceiling and just get a good stretch up. So almost lift your shoulder blades up off the floor, reaching really tall up towards the ceiling with your fingertips. And then slowly drop some weight into your shoulder blades. Feel them imprint down onto the mat. Lower your arms slowly down alongside you. Walk your feet a little closer together. And then bring one knee in towards your chest and then the other. Have a little rock, a little roll side to side there. And then deciding how you want to come up to seated, maybe just roll to one side or hold behind your knees and rock up with me. Now I'm going to sit cross-legged, but then again, that's another myth about yoga that you must be able to sit cross-legged. So if that's not for you, go ahead and stretch the legs out or pop yourself up on something to lift your hips. Let's bring the fingertips to the floor just in front of you. And as you inhale, we'll float the arms up towards the sky. Lovely. And as you exhale, soften the wrists and we'll bring the hands all the way down. Lovely. We'll do that one more time. So if this next move is uncomfortable, you can simply stay here, lifting and lowering. But now as you take the arms in front of you, cross one wrist in front of the other like you're taking off a big jumper. And then arms open out to the side this time, palms up towards the ceiling. Lovely. Other arm on top. So crossing the wrists the opposite way, we'll reach the arms up. And then all the way out to the side. Oh, sliding those shoulders away from the ears. One more each time. And each time we do this, we try and cross the other wrist on top. So again, we're just taking the body out of those kind of more comfortable paths of movement. Lovely. So this time, arms come straight up towards the ceiling. We're going to interlace the hands, push the palms up towards the sky. Lovely. Have a little wiggle there, maybe lifting out one side of the waist and then the other, finding some length through the body. And then we'll take a nice inhale as you push the palms up. Exhale as you lower the arms round the back. So stretching the arms forwards towards me, dropping your chin towards your chest and get that lovely rounding through your back. Beautiful. Let's take the arms all the way up towards the ceiling. Now, option to separate your hands and just come into our more traditional side stretch, or reaching the arms up, we're going to bend the elbows and again take hold of opposite wrists, forearms or elbows. See if you can draw the elbows back, open up through the chest, take an inhale. Exhale, take a little side stretch to the right, drawing those elbows back. Lovely. Inhale through the center. Over to the other side. So it's maybe not a big move if you want to keep your sit bones grounded. Let's do one more each way. Keep those elbows drawn back. Oh, I can feel that at the side of my body this morning. Over to the opposite side, really stretches the obliques. Let's come up through the middle. This time we'll come over to the right side. Right hand comes down, and let's come into that lovely side stretch we're more familiar with, reaching the left arm up. Take your gaze down towards your right knee, and then that left arm will reach across the body on the diagonal. Sweep it on the floor in front of you, and then all the way up towards the ceiling. Big breath in, and then breathing out, circling the arm. Lovely. Inhale to reach up. Maybe you tuck your chin in and look up. And as you exhale, maybe you look down as you reach the arm across the body. Lovely. One more time, maybe looking up as you reach up. And looking down as you reach down. Lovely. Arm coming up. Take an inhale. This time let's take it alongside the ear once more, reaching the fingertips. Beautiful. Both arms reach up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, swing the hands behind you so you can lean into your hands and extend both legs out in front of you. Pop a bend in the knees if you need to. Let's sweep the arms up. Take a big breath in. Or say good morning, hamstrings, as we come into a forward fold. Ooh. And if hamstrings feel a little tight, mine do this morning, bend your knees a little bit more generously. Remember that lovely option to wrap your arms under your thighs if you need to. Let the body just release there for a moment. Ooh, tight hamstrings today. Lovely. Walk the hands back. Let's recross the legs, left in front of right this time. We'll go ahead and keep them outstretched. Fingertips to the floor. Let's inhale, float the arms up. Soften the wrists again as you float them all the way down. Like you're painting a wall in front of you. Inhaling up. Exhaling down. Are you ready for those little jumper removal arms? So inhale, crossing the wrists, sweep the arms up. And then a big release as you take them out to the sides. Lovely. Other wrist on top. Inhale. Beautiful. And exhale. Let's do that twice more. So if you remember, we're swapping the leading arm. So we're just crossing the arms the opposite way each time. Oh, I love it. Last one. Inhale. And exhale. Arms come straight up towards the sky this time. Reaching up, interlacing the hands, pushing the palms up towards the ceiling. Again, that little lift through the side of the body. Take an inhale and then exhale round the back. Press the palms forwards, really hug your belly button towards your spine there. Lovely. We'll inhale and reach up. Option just to come into that ordinary side stretch we do. One arm down, or holding on to opposite arms, elbows or forearms. Draw the elbows back. Take an inhale. Exhale over to the left. Chest stays lifted. Lovely. Inhale through the middle. So as you come over to the right, really try not to lift your sit bone. Opposite sit bone up. Let's do one more each way. So you're really using your core as well as getting a stretch across the upper back by drawing those elbows back. Lovely. Last time over to the left, and this time left hand comes down to the floor, reaching the right arm across the top of the head there. Lovely. And then we look down towards the knee. And that right arm, we sweep down on the diagonal, all the way in front of you, and then back up towards the sky. Take a big breath in. Breathing out as you start to circle the arm. Lovely. So you might start to tuck your chin in as you look up towards the ceiling, taking the arm up, and then look down as you take the arm down. So maybe looking up and then moving into the neck, looking down. Lovely. Let's do that one more time. So inhaling up. Exhaling down. Let's sweep the arm up and then coming over alongside the ear, back into that side stretch. Soften the opposite elbows. You reach, reach, reach. Beautiful. Both arms lifting. Big breath in. Breathing out. Let's swim the hands behind you one last time. Extend the legs out in front of you. Again, be generous with that knee bend if you need to. Inhale, arms lift up. Exhale, coming down over the legs. Lovely. Soften your shoulders. Tuck your chin in ever so slightly. So again, the neck stays nice and safe there. Easing the body down. Lovely. And then we'll walk the hands back up the legs. We'll tuck the feet around and find our way onto all fours. So hands under shoulders, knees underneath your hips. And let's not undo all of that good work we've done in the shoulders thus far by collapsing here. So pressing into your hands, feel the spine lengthen and feel supported across the shoulders there. Keep pressing into your hands as we come into our cat and cow. So as you inhale, press into your hands, belly dips, heart pulls forwards, tailbone lifts up. Exhale, rounding the back. Feel that lovely stretch across your shoulder blades. And as you continue now to stretch the front body as you inhale and open up the back body as you exhale, feel free to take your hands a little wider apart this morning if you need that space for tight shoulders or simply a broader chest. I get tight across my shoulders, so just by taking my arms a fraction wider, I can just really get into my shoulders there. Let's do that just a couple more times, keeping that downward pressure through the hands so we're not collapsing into the shoulders there. Lovely. And then we'll find that nice tabletop position. We'll bring the knees a little wider apart now and your big toes towards each other, creating a little bit of more stability for our base. Press into your left hand and we'll reach the right arm up towards the sky in a lovely twist. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's feed the right arm under the left. We'll thread the needle. Inhale. Bring the chest forwards as you reach the arm up, up, up. And exhale, maybe the hips drop back as you reach through. Lovely. One more time, inhale. And exhale. This time as you inhale, we're going to sweep the arm up towards the sky. It's that twist. And exhale, see if you can bring your hand onto your low back and open up through the shoulder and the chest. Bring your weight forwards. If that's too much, bring both hands down and just do a cat-cow. Lovely. Let's sweep that right arm up and bring it all the way back down onto the floor. Other side, so press into right hand. Left arm peels open, take an inhale. Exhale as you feed the arm through. Ooh. Inhaling up. So again, bringing the chest forward, shoulder above wrist. And exhale, feed the arm underneath. Lovely. Can we do that one more time? Of course we can. So stretching the fingertips away from you. And then we'll reach the arm up, up, up. And this time, hand onto your lower back. Open up through the chest again. Bring your weight forwards. You can always take a cat-cow if this is too much for your shoulders this morning. Lovely. Let's bring the hands all the way down, back to the mat. Slide your hips back towards your heels. You can always bring your knees a little closer together if that's more comfortable for your hips. Walking the hands forwards, lifting up onto tips of fingers and thumbs if you can. So your palms, your elbows are lifted as you hug your hips back towards your heels. And take a couple of nice deep breaths there, opening up some space into the side of the body, into the back of the body there. Lovely. And then we'll find our way back onto all fours. This time, knees underneath the hips. Let's slide the right leg back behind you. And just firming up through the belly, have a little rock back and forth there. So just make sure you're not dipping in the middle. So a little bit of waking up those lower abdominals as you just roll over your toes there. Pressing the back of the knee up towards the ceiling. Sliding that knee back underneath you. Let's do the other side. So left foot slides back behind you on the ball of the foot. We roll back and forth. Try not to let your head drop too far there. Keep your gaze just forwards at fingertips if you can. Lovely. Let's slide the knee back. Right leg, we're going to take back behind you once more. Press the heel away from you. Now that left shin, you're going to flick behind you and turn to the long edge of your mat, reaching that right arm up towards the ceiling. Lovely. Hand is going to come either to your temple or bring the hand behind your head. Now let's see if we can draw that elbow up towards the sky and then dip that right elbow down towards your left elbow, towards the inside of your left elbow, round the back. Inhale, right elbow lifts up. And as you exhale, right elbow dips down towards left elbow. Lovely, it probably won't touch. Inhaling up, draw the elbow up and back. And exhale as you round. Lovely. Let's take the elbow up towards the sky, open up through the chest. And go ahead now and release that right arm alongside your ear. Your left arm, sorry, alongside your ear. Reaching. No, it is the right arm, I do apologise. Again, my left and right is confused. If you want to lift that right leg up, that top leg up, You'd be hard pushed to lift the bottom leg, but feel free to try. Flexing the foot, beautiful. Let's lower the foot. Bring the hand all the way back down underneath you. Now flick that left shin back onto your mat. Keep the right leg extended behind you. Option, rock over the ball of the foot or tuck the left foot under and let's come up into a three-legged dog. Take the right leg up behind you. Bend the knee, drop your heel to your bottom and point that right knee up towards the sky there. And then we'll take 3 nice circles with the knee. So inner thighs, brushing inner thighs as you circle that knee. You can always do this from all fours. Lovely. 3 nice big circles. When you've done those lovely circles, extend the leg all the way back behind you as you inhale. And exhale, lower the foot to the floor. Lovely. Inhale as you drop that down onto all fours. And as you exhale, take a child pose, knees pointing forwards this time. Feet to flat, palms to floor. Inhale as you come up onto all fours. And as you exhale, shift the weight forwards and down onto your belly as we find a Sphinx pose. So elbows directly underneath your shoulders there, palms flat and forearms parallel. Now really stretch your toes back behind you. Feel your kneecaps maybe even lift a little bit. As you lift your chest and drop some weight into the front of the hips there. Beautiful. So let's take a look over your right shoulder. And as you do so, bring that right heel in towards your bottom with that flexed foot. And then through the middle as you lower the leg. Looking to the left heel coming in. Keep the chest lifted. And then lower the leg, come back through the middle. Lovely. Inhale as you look to the right heel coming in. Exhale to release. You're still pressing into those elbows and forearms as you look to the left heel coming in. And then slowly release. Lovely. Let's find that Sphinx pose. Again, hips heavy, feel lovely and buoyant through the chest. And if your back feels okay, start to peel your forearms up off the mat into seal pose without those shoulders jamming up around the ears. Beautiful. Let's take the elbows wide as you lower yourself all the way back down, hands underneath the shoulders, and we'll push back up onto all fours. Lovely. So let's take that left leg back behind you this time. Have a little roll across the ball of the foot there. I'll just swap sides so I'll mirror you. Lovely. And then we'll flick the right shin behind you. So you're turning to the long edge of your mat. Left arm reaches up towards the sky, so in that little side plank. And then either fingertips to temple, or see if you can slot the hand behind the head. Draw the elbow up and back as you inhale. Exhale, left elbow dips down towards right elbow. Inhale as you point the elbow up, open the chest. And exhaling, take that little dip down, lovely. Inhaling up, so you really open the chest, draw the elbow up and back. And exhale to round, lovely. Let's point the elbow up towards the sky. And then releasing the left arm all the way alongside your ear. Lift your ear towards your upper arm. Option, lift the top leg. If that's too much, keep the foot on the floor this morning. It's a heavy lever, remember. Lovely, let's lower the foot. We're coming back onto the mat. So flick that right shin underneath you, but keep the left leg extended. Option, rolling back and forth, or tuck the right toes under and let's take the left leg up and back into that three-legged dog. Bend the knee, drop the heel to the bottom, point the knee up towards the sky. Little dog peeing on a lamppost. 3 nice circles there. So 3 big knee circles, inner thigh brushing, inner thigh as you take that leg round. Oh, this is my clunky hip this morning. You can't hear that one. And when you've done that 3rd circle, we'll extend the leg all the way back behind you, taking an inhale. And as you exhale, lower the foot to the floor. Inhaling back onto all fours. Exhaling, taking that child pose. Let's come onto all fours with an in-breath. And as you exhale, back down onto your belly into that Sphinx pose. So elbows under shoulders. Check your elbows are right under your shoulders there, so your chest isn't collapsed. Feel lovely and pulled up from navel to top of throat. Beautiful. Let's look over right shoulder, right heel coming in. Inhale. Exhale as you release. Left heel coming in as you look to the left. Beautiful. And release. Option to continue with that. Or bring your right heel in towards your bottom. Maybe now reach back with your right hand. See if you can take hold of your ankle or foot. And then square your shoulders up to the top of the mat as you find that quad stretch. If it's too much with your chest lifted, You can always drop down onto your mat and rest your head on that left hand there. Lovely. Opening up across the chest and into the thigh muscle. Slowly, slowly release, coming back into that Sphinx pose, elbows under shoulders. Let's look to the left heel coming in. And then reach around with left hand. See if you can catch your foot, and then we square the chest up to the top of your mat. Heel coming in towards bottom. Remember, you can always lower yourself down, forehead resting on right hand. Lovely. It's a little bit more for the back in this particular version. Let's slowly lower down. Lovely. Hands underneath the shoulders. Let's push up to all fours. And just for a moment, pause in that angry cat. Maybe have a little swish of the hips from side to side to release any tension after that little back bend there. Lovely. And then we'll tuck the toes under, lift the hips, find that downward facing dog this morning. And let's start to pedal out through the feet. If anyone wants to stay on all fours, then just stay on all fours and maybe just do a cat-cow. Start to stretch out through the backs of the legs as you press one heel down and then the other. Lovely. And then finding your downward dog, a little bend in the knees so you can send your hips up and back behind you, feeling that stretch and opening through the side body. Bringing our feet a little closer together, ready for some leg lifts this morning. So as you inhale, right leg floats up and back, turning the toes out ever so slightly, and exhale to lower. Let's lift the left leg without shifting the weight from hand to hand, and exhale to lower. Right leg lifting, take an inhale. Come onto the ball of the underneath foot, and as you exhale, step or help that right foot forwards. Woo! Top of the mat. And we'll lower the back knee. Lovely. Reaching the arms up towards the sky. We're going to take a little side bend. So right hand comes down, left arm reaches over the top of the head, little side stretch. Inhale through the middle. Exhaling over to the other side. So keep that navel to spine action going on so we don't collapse. We'll do one more each way. Inhale. Exhale, little stretch through the side body. Lovely. Inhale up towards the middle and over to the left. Beautiful. Both arms lifting, take an inhale. And as you exhale, fingertips finding the floor. Lift your chest, take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's start to move the hips back into that hamstring stretch this morning. So maybe you keep your knee bent and the foot to the floor. Maybe you start to pull the toes towards your face. Keep the chest lifted. And if you want a little balance challenge this morning, bring the hands to the hips and see if you can lift your chest up. Pop a little softness in that knee if you need to. Lovely. And then let's come all the way back down with control. Hands framing that foot. Let's bend the front knee, pick up the back knee, and we'll step back into our downward facing dog. Option to lower onto the knees, or let's start to flow. Inhale, rolling the body forwards to plank. And as you exhale, knees down, chest down. Beautiful. Let's take the hands a little wider apart. And as you inhale, lift your chest, find that nice space across the shoulders. And as you exhale to lower. Beautiful. Hands under the shoulders, push back all fours. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Again, have that little pedal out. Check your shoulders aren't jammed up around your ears in a downward dog. And sometimes just by shifting your gaze, you might take your gaze forwards towards your thumbs, straight down the middle of your mat, or back towards your heels. Just sometimes adjusting the position of your head can help release around the shoulders. And then finding your downward dog, let's start with the left leg lifting this time. On an inhale, let's lift the leg up, 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 and exhale to lower. Lovely. Other side, so floating the leg up, keeping the weight even through your hands if you can. And lowering down. We do one more with the left leg lifting. Pausing and holding now. As you inhale, rise up. And as you exhale, step or help it forwards. Woo! Drop the back knee. Sweeping the arms up through the middle. Are we ready for those little side lifts? Side bends, sorry. So left arm down, right arm over the top. Don't worry if you're doing it the other way. We're going to even things up. Inhale through the middle. Exhaling over to the other side. My fingertips are nowhere near the floor. If you've got long arms, maybe yours are. Inhaling up. My husband's would be. He's got inordinately long arms. It's like a little monkey. Inhaling up. And exhaling. Last time. Dipping down towards the right. Let's sweep the arms up on an inhale. And exhale, we'll frame the foot. Lifting the chest, take an inhale. Now this is our half splits as we exhale. So the lady from Waitrose will be impressed. It's called half splits. So option, knee bent, foot to floor. If hamstrings feel tight, or pull the toes back. Lovely. Option, find that little balance, hand to hip. Can you rise on up? Woo-hoo-hoo. Lifting the chest, one side always feels easier, doesn't it? And then we'll come all the way down. Frame the foot. Let's bend the front knee, pick up the back knee, downward facing dog. Optional vinyasa, skip this bit if you don't want to. Inhale to plank. Maybe the knees stay lifted this time as you lower down. Hands a little wider or hands underneath the shoulders this time. Elbows tuck in. Inhale, listen to your shoulders. Exhale to lower. Let's come back onto all fours and lift the hips, downward facing dog. And this time from our down dog, let's have a little walk forwards towards our hands with our feet. So we'll end up at the top of our mat with a generous knee bend this morning. Maybe again, we take hold of opposite elbows or forearms there so we can gently sway the body side to side, letting the head release, letting the shoulders relax there. Beautiful. And then letting go of your elbows, let the arms dangle in front of you as you slowly roll up to stand, rebuilding your spine. Head comes up last so we don't get that horrible head rush at the top. And when you get there, take a couple of lovely shoulder rolls just to allow a little bit of time for the blood pressure to adjust and for me to adjust my camera. There we go. Oh, beautiful. And then soften the shoulders away from the ears. We're going to reach the arms out left to right, like an angel of the north there. Beautiful. So back into those side stretches, but we're going to add on. So pop a little softness at the knee. Now left arm comes down, right arm comes over the top. Lovely. Inhale through the middle. Exhaling over to the other side. So there's a little bump of the hips out to the side. Inhale. Last time, right arm up and over. Inhale. Last time, left arm up and over. Beautiful. So this time we'll come all the way up. So lower your left arm and just reach your right arm straight up towards the sky. So fingertips in opposite directions there. Pop a little bend in the knees. Now take your gaze down towards your left foot. And your right arm, you're going to take across the body. Arm coming down towards your left foot. And then palm up towards the sky. We reach back up towards the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale as you stretch across on the diagonal. Lovely. And then inhale, come all the way up through the middle. It's a lovely one to stretch the back. Let's do that one more time. Inhale. Lovely. Let's take the arm all the way up. Now just come over the top again, but this time we're sliding the fingertips down the opposite thigh, coming into that lovely half moon stretch. Bump your hips over to the right. Lovely. We'll swap the arms over. So left arm reaching up, up, up. Right fingertips lengthening down. So arms in opposite directions, soften the knees, take the gaze down towards left foot, right foot. That's where we're going with that left arm. So we reach across the body. And then inhaling up. Exhale as you stretch, that lovely lateral stretch for the upper back, getting into lower back as well. Inhale, it's a gorgeous stretch. And exhale, lovely. Let's do that one more time because it just feels so nice. Beautiful. I think we've done one more on this side, but never mind. Let's reach the arm up, take an inhale. And over the top as you exhale, so that little half moon stretch, bump your hips over to the left. Beautiful. And then we'll reach both arms up towards the sky, take an inhale. And exhale, hands to heart. Beautiful. So standing at the top of your mat, I'm going to mirror you. And we're going to be stepping the right leg back first. So just make sure you've got some space behind you. And if balance feels a little wibbly wobbly today, you might just want to lower the back knee and work the arms rather than stay in a high lunge. Listen to what's going on in the balance in the body today. So let's find that lovely mountain pose, lifting breastbone to meet your thumbs, soften your shoulders. Press into all four corners of your feet there. Feel lovely and grounded through the lower body. And then from there, let's bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way up, take an inhale. And as you exhale, bring the hands all the way behind you, resting hands on lower back. Pick up the chest, take an inhale. And as you exhale, slide the hands all the way down the backs of the legs as you roll your way down. Sliding the hands up the front of the legs, take an inhale, hands to shins or thighs, halfway lift. And exhale to fold. Bend the knees, sweep the arms all the way out and up. Take an inhale. Exhaling, hands to heart. Beautiful. Let's do that one more time. So inhale, rising on up, grow a little taller. Exhale, hands swim behind you, hands just onto your lower back. So your next inhale, you can loop the shoulders down, pick up the chest. And exhale, hands slide down the backs of the legs, fold yourself down. Sliding the hands up to your shins or your thighs, find that halfway lift. Take an inhale. And exhale to fold. Rise on an inhale. Maybe the palms touch above your head. And exhale, draw them down to your heart. Beautiful. We're going to add on this next time. So inhale, sweep the arms up. And this time as you exhale, bring the hands behind you and feel free to interlace them this time or keep them resting on your bottom. Bend the knees, draw the knuckles down, take an inhale. And this time as you exhale and fold forwards, maybe you can lift your arms up and over. If that doesn't work for you, bring your fingertips to the floor, down into a forward fold. Lovely. If you're with me there with the arms lifting up and over, try and relax the shoulders, crown of head down. And then we'll bring hands onto your lower back. Fingertips finding the floor, the shins or your thighs. On an inhale, find that halfway lift. And this time as you exhale, plant the hands and we'll slide or step right leg back behind you. So I'm going to come into a high lunge, walk left foot towards left hand, and then hand to front thigh, finding that high lunge. So a little softness in the back knee, shoulders on top of hips. So if that's not for you, lower that back knee. So that right arm, we're going to reach forwards and up, and then all the way back and down, drawing a big circle. Left arm forwards and up, and back and down. Now, so you're doing a breaststroke, right arm lifts. And then left arm lift. So we start to circle the arms, a little bit of a challenge for the body as the arms are moving continuously as the left arm starts to move back, so the right arm starts to lift. Let's do just one more left arm lifting. Now go ahead and sweep the right arm all the way up towards the ceiling, and then take the left arm all the way up towards the ceiling. So coming into that high lunge. Left hand, you're going to bring down onto your, right hand comes to right hip. Option to stay there, or start to slide your right hand down the back of your right thigh, picking up the chest, and maybe arc the left arm back a little bit. So it's a camel pose, tiny little back bend. You can always keep the right hand on the hip. Both arms lifting up, take an inhale, and as you exhale, bring both hands down, frame the front foot. Stepping back into downward facing dog, option to miss this bit. Inhale, roll the body forwards to plank. Exhale as you come down onto your tummy, lovely. Little cobra or maybe an upward dog, this time squeezing your bottom. And then tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Pause, take a moment of breath. Option, drop down into child pose. Catch your breath, and then when you're ready, take your gaze forwards. And on an inhale, step to the top of your mat, into your flat back. And exhale to fold over the legs. Sweeping the arms all the way up towards the sky as you inhale. And as you exhale, hands to heart. Lovely. Let's try that on the other side. So deep knee bend. Inhale, sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands behind you. Either interlace them or just go ahead and rest them on your bottom. Draw the knuckles down. Lift the chest. Take an inhale. Bend your knees generously as you take that forward fold, as maybe the arms lift up and over. If that's not for you, fingertips to floor. Maybe if you're in that forward fold, you can start to straighten your legs just a little bit, pushing the hips up and back, only if that feels good on hamstrings. Let's bring hands onto your low back, and then fingertips finding the floor, the shins or your thighs. Pick up the breath, take an inhale as you look forwards. And as you exhale, left leg this time, you're going to slide or step it back. Option, lower the back knee, or keep the knee lifted, separate the feet hip width, and then walk the hands up that front thigh. So we've got our left leg back. Make sure you're not leaning forwards if you can see yourself. Little bend in the back knee. Lovely. So this time, let's sweep the left arm forwards and up. And then all the way back and down, like you're doing a big breaststroke in a swimming pool, backstroke in a swimming pool, other arm. And then we start to move the arms in one kind of continuous loop. Left arm moving, and then right arm moving. So you're doing that breaststroke, opening up through the shoulders, challenging balance just a little bit. Woo, let's do one more. Oh, lovely one for the shoulders. Lovely. And then let's reach both arms up towards the sky, up into that lunge. Option to stay there. Or this time, left hand comes to left hip. You might stay there. Or start to slide that left hand down the back of the left thigh. Pick up the chest. Maybe reach that right arm back a little way. So you're looking up towards the sky. Tiny little natural back bend. And then when you're ready, let's take both arms up towards the sky. Lovely. Take an inhale. Exhale as you bring the hands down and step back into downward facing dog. Option, have a rest. Or again, join me that little vinyasa, rolling the body forwards to plank as you inhale. Exhaling, knees down or lifted as you come down into your belly. Into that little cobra or that upward dog, balanced on palms of hands, tops of feet. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Beautiful. Pause there, take a breath or two. Option, have a child pose. Catch your breath. Find that length through the side body as you elongate the hips up and back, and then taking the gaze forwards on an inhale, step to the top of the mat into that flat back. And exhale to fold. Lovely. Bend the knees, sweep the arms up, take an inhale. Exhaling, hands coming all the way back down to the heart. Beautiful. So again, I'm just going to swap sides. Lovely. How are we doing, team? So last little bit. Let's bend the knees, sweep the arms out and up, take an inhale. Straight down into a forward fold this time, so be generous with that knee bend. Lovely. Finding that halfway lift, take an inhale. And this time, right leg, I'm going to step it back into a warrior two. So turning your back toes towards the long edge of the mat. And that right arm leads the way, doing that lovely big wimble up into your warrior two. Bending the front knee and sinking down into the legs there. Beautiful. Now that left arm, as you inhale, take that left arm all the way up and back as we reverse our warrior. And as you exhale, left forearm to thigh, top arm up or up and over. Lovely. I'm going to do that one more time. And knowing that you can stay here this morning, inhale, sweeping the left arm up and back. And exhale, forearm to thigh. So option to repeat that, or bring both arms now alongside your head. So upper arms frame your ears. Lovely. And here we go. Inhale, arc the body up and back without dropping that underneath arm. And as you exhale into that side angle, reaching forwards, keep that underneath arm by your ear. Lovely. Let's try that one more time. So inhale as you arc the body back. Try not to drop that underneath arm. And exhale all the way over that bent knee. Lovely. We're going to reach the arms up towards the sky. Straighten the legs. Turn the toes forwards. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, hands swim behind you again to rest down onto your lower back. Let's lift the chest. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, rolling down, sliding the hands down the backs of the legs. Maybe they just stay on your thighs. Maybe you can come down to your shins. Maybe you can bring your hands onto your ankles there. If none of that works for you, bring your fingertips to the floor just underneath you. Let's bend that right knee and send your weight over to the right. Lovely. Little stretch for the inner thigh and for the shoulder. Inhale through the middle. Exhale, bend the left knee and shift the weight to the left. Lovely. One more time each way. Inhale, hips high. Exhale as you dip to the right. Inhale through the middle. Last time over to the left. Lovely. We'll come all the way back up through the middle. Let's bring the hands down onto the floor. Walk them forwards a little way so you can pick up your chest, just allowing blood pressure to adjust. And then look towards that left foot. And that's where we're going to go. So turn your left foot forwards towards the top of the mat. And hands frame that front foot. Drop the hips, bring the chest forwards. And as you inhale, take that left arm up into a lovely twist. And as you exhale, lower the hand back down. Inhale, let's step the feet forwards at the top of the mat. And exhale to fold. Lovely. Rising up on an inhale. Straight back down as you exhale. Lovely. Finding your flat back as you inhale. And then last little bit, let's step or slide left leg back. Finding that warrior two. So adjust your front foot if you need to. And then that left arm leads the way in that lovely big cartwheel all the way up. Separating the arms. Go ahead and move your feet a little bit, adjust your position so you feel nice and stable, pressing evenly through both feet. Now right arm this time, as we inhale, right arm arcs up and back, and exhale, right forearm to thigh, left arm up, or maybe it comes alongside the ear. Lovely, we'll do that once more, and knowing that you can stay here with this version we ordinarily do, just using the one arm, or this time as we find our side angle, we're going to bring both arms alongside the head, so upper arms frame the ears, almost like a sandwich press. Inhale as you arc the body back, try not to drop that back arm. And as you exhale and reach forwards, again, it's that underneath arm we want to keep glued by the ear. Lovely. Let's try that one more time. So if this isn't for you, you can continue to do what we were doing before. Lovely. And then we'll take the arms forwards. Beautiful. Let's come up through the middle, turning all 10 toes forwards. Take an inhale. And as you exhale, let's come all the way back behind you again. Hands onto your bottom, or again, we can interlace them. Now, this is strong on the shoulders, so listen to your shoulders. Let's take an inhale. And as you exhale and forward fold, either sliding hands down the backs of the legs or reaching the arms up and over. Lovely. Let's bend the left knee and shift the weight over to the left. Inhale through the middle. You can always lower those arms if you need to. Over to the right. Exhale. Lovely. Inhale through the middle. One more each way. So if it's too much with the arms lifted, bring your fingertips to the floor or just hold on around the backs of the legs. Lovely. Let's come up through the middle and then slowly, slowly lower hands down onto your low back if you had them lifted. Fingertips find the floor. Let's go ahead and bring the chest forwards a little bit. And then looking towards your right foot, that's where we're going to go. So you're going to bring your hands to frame that right foot as you turn towards the top of the mat. Lower the hips and then right arm lifts, take an inhale. Exhale as you bring the hands down. Let's step back into our downward facing dog. And this time from our downward dog, we'll lower down onto all fours. Well done, team. Flatten the feet. Oh, take a well-earned child pose. And if your shoulders, your upper back, maybe you're feeling it this morning, go ahead and bend your elbows, almost like you're making a little diamond shape. Elbows out to the side, resting the hands on top of each other, and you can rest your head on your hands there, allowing the chest just to soften. You can part your knees a little bit wider. You can always bring both arms back alongside the body, reaching fingertips just beyond your toes, and allow the shoulders to roll forwards if that's nice for your shoulders. So have a little play in that child pose until you find that modification that really allows your upper body in particular to release there. Well done, team. Oh, that was some challenging stuff there. Well done this morning. So lifting up your head. When you're ready, drop your bottom to one side and let's extend both legs out in front of you. Beautiful. I'll come around to face you. So let's draw that right heel in towards your bottom. So option to keep the foot on the inside or cross it to the outside of the left leg or lean into your left buttock and hook the foot around so you're sitting between your heels. Whatever works for you. Make enough space for your bottom. Left hand or elbow gives that knee a squeeze. Let's draw one last big circle with right arm. So either fingertips come to the floor or wrap the hand around your low back. Ah, turning your gaze, maybe over that back shoulder, and then just allow your eyes to close there, let the face soften. See if you can lift your chest. Sometimes when we find that pose, we kind of then collapse into it. So see if you can really feel that lovely elongation of your spine as you pick up your chest. You might even find a little bit more space to rotate into there. Lovely. Let's very slowly release. Keep the legs as they are. We'll simply come through the middle and take that little movement over to the other side. So twist in the opposite direction. Unravel the spine there. Lovely. Bring the hands behind you so you can lean into them and elegantly give the legs a little shake in front of you. And then this time pick up your left foot. So either keep it on the inside, cross it over to the outside, or again, this time right heel. Getting my rights and lefts confused today, guys, sorry. We'll bring right heel around there. So right hand or elbow gives that knee a little squeeze. So again, one last big circle round with the left arm. If you've got little arms and short arms like me, and bringing your hand down to the floor means you've got to lean behind you. Either wrap your hand onto your low back or just pop something underneath that left hand, like a yoga block or a book, that can lift you up again. So again, you feel that lovely elongation through the spine. Yeah, we're all created different sizes and shapes. So again, we can modify, we can use props. We can do all those things to bring the floor a little bit closer to us so we can feel the benefit of all those lovely stretches. Let's slowly come up through the middle and take that little twist in the opposite direction. I think Aldi quite often has yoga kit, very reasonably priced, doesn't it? With blocks and mats, and they're decent quality as well. Let's come all the way up through the middle. Lean the hands behind you, so again, you can shake out the legs there. Let's bend the knees and come down onto our backs. And when you get there, bring both knees in towards your chest and have a little rock. And maybe have a roll across the back of the head there as you rock your knees. And so again, we just drop some weight into the upper back and get that lovely rounding through the lower back. Beautiful. And then from there, allow your feet to find the floor, and either, as we did at the beginning, go ahead and widen your feet, inner knees rest against each other, or stretch out one leg and then the other. If you're lying with the legs outstretched, have a little roll across the back of the heels, let the toes roll in and out a couple of times. And then let the toes roll open so the hips feel nice and relaxed there. And wherever you are, make those little adjustments. Maybe pick up your hips, arch your back to tuck your shoulders down away from your ears. Pick up your head, tuck your chin in, or maybe pop a little blanket or pillow underneath the back of your head if you need to. Hands might rest alongside you. And if they are resting alongside you, see if you can continue that lovely openness across the shoulders we've been working on by resting the back of the hands on the floor and the palms face upwards. If you prefer that reassurance of a hand on your chest and a hand on your belly, go ahead and let them rest there. Elbows nice and wide, resting on the floor. And closing the eyes, coming back to your breath. So we've done some quite challenging moves this morning. Taking the body maybe out of its comfort zone, but always listening to what feels safe. So as you begin to come back to your breath, letting the body have a moment to just rest and digest the effects of the practice, the effects of all that movement. Maybe each inhale and exhale now feels a little bit more spacious than at the beginning of a practice. Maybe you're able to iron out any speed bumps between the inhale and the exhale. So just like some of the movements we were doing, it's continuous and seamless with the breath. Every exhale, just drop some weight into your upper back. And if, like me, your default tends to be your shoulders up around your ears, really get that sense of lovely heaviness around your shoulders, like someone is placing a lovely warm, heavy velvet cloak around your shoulders, just taking it down away from your ears. And the trick is, can we keep them there for the rest of the day, or at least the rest of the morning? And so when you're ready, very slowly, let's just start to roll the head from side to side, ear to ear. Lovely. And then slowly bring the head to stillness. If your knees are bent, go ahead and stretch the legs out in front of you one at a time. And then float the arms up and back behind you, finding that delicious full body stretch. Go ahead and widen your arms into a lovely V shape if that's nicer for your shoulders. Maybe have a little stretch into one side of the body and then the other, lifting out of the hips. And then finding that lovely side, that lovely stretch as you reach the arms back, point the toes. And then relax the feet, lower the arms, bring the heels closer in towards you so you can gather those knees in towards your chest one last time. Give them a hug. Sometimes the body wants to move side to side or rock, or sometimes it's nice just to linger in stillness, whatever feels good. And then from there, it's rolling over to your right side, your left side, whatever feels nice, or wherever there's space, less furniture. And come up to seated. So let's just bring the fingertips down by the side of the hips and press down with your fingertips. Feel your chest lift, your collarbones broaden, and really get the sense of gently drawing the shoulders back and down. So again, we've got that lovely long neck. And then when you're ready to inhale, we'll float the arms up. Lovely. Shoulders relax, face soft. And as you exhale and draw the hands down to your heart, that little reverent bow to one another for sharing a practice. No splits this morning, but a nice stretch out for the upper body, I hope. And namaste. Thank you. I'll leave you to practice the splits on your own. There we are.
Thank you, Helen.